I'm going to be honest with all you motherflowers. Yesterday, I watched SmackDown Live, like everyone else on Tuesday night, and I was planning on actually doing a review. Being that, again, when you think about a go-home show on the main roster, SmackDown Live go-home shows, to a pay-per-view, 9 times out of 10 are better than Raw. And I watched SmackDown Live last night. I sat here, watched 2 hours of SmackDown on the USA Network, and I got to keep it 100 with you guys. SmackDown Live was so depressing to watch. I get it. There's some people out there that might find SmackDown last night to be very entertaining. They might have liked it, which is fine and dandy. You're not wrong to your opinion. To me, though, I just felt like it was the most depressing thing to sit through. Everything on that show last night was depressing, and I just did not feel like doing a review. And again, it's a go-home show, and I've been saying this for a long time. The purpose of a go-home show is to get the wrestling fan excited and want them to look forward to the pay-per-view coming up that weekend. And I'll be honest about it, both SmackDown and Raw both failed on that. Don't get me wrong, there's some matches that I look forward to watching at Hell in a Cell, but if you're going to ask me right now if I'm excited for Hell in a Cell this Sunday, not really. I'm really not. But that's around the point. This is your NXT review for September the 12th, 2018. Motherflower, thank you for tuning in back into the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up and share this video throughout your entire social media. We are about a couple more subs away until we hit 1,700. So I'm aiming for that. Hopefully by the end of the year, we're at 2K. Let's make it happen, motherflowers. But overall at the NXT tonight, holy crap. Complete opposite of both Raw and SmackDown. I actually enjoyed myself. And I feel like, again, everyone says it every single time they watch NXT when they come to a review. I feel like every YouTuber says it. Oh my God, NXT was amazing. NXT was great. I thought NXT was all right. Was it better than Raw and SmackDown by default? Yeah, it was. But I'm not going to go here and be like, oh my God, this is insane. No, of course not. Don't get me wrong. I look forward to next week. I'll tell you that much. I look forward to seeing Ricochet versus Pete Dunne, title versus title. Even though I kind of get an idea what's going to happen, which I'll get into later on in this review. But as always, motherflowers, I want to hear from you. In the comment threads below, if not, let me know on Twitter at HeelSteven. With your thoughts on the show, if you liked the show, that being NXT this week, what have you. Let me fucking know. The show kicked off with a tag team match with the return of Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan. They returned to a tag team match against Cesar Bononi and Adrian Jaud. The two Brazilian guys. And here's the thing about it, okay? I thought this match, honestly, to kick off the show, was a good way to kick off the show. Lorcan and Danny Burch, they got a good reaction from the crowd. It's their first match back since TakeOver Chicago 2, when they faced the Undisputed Era. And it was a back and forth match. And I honestly thought, okay, if they're gonna come back, you need to have these two guys squash whoever they're facing. That's my belief. Hey, if you're coming back, and you're going to come back with a force, if you will, you come back squashing people. If this was the main roster, let's keep it 100 here. Burch and Lorcan would have squashed whoever they would have put them up against. But in NXT, at least here, Cesar Bononi and Jaud got some offense here. They're referencing how Jaud has his MMA background with Vale Todo, Jiu-Jitsu, what have you. But again, a crazy good back and forth match. At the end of it all, Burch and Lorcan hit this crazy spike DDT. It's like a double team move on, I want to say, on Jaud for the 1-2-3. And they ended up victorious, making their comeback. At the same time, though, it's good to see NXT putting out more tag team. Like you have here, Jaud and Cesar Bononi. You had the return of Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan. You have, again, Heavy Machinery, the Street Profits, hell, even the Forgotten Sons. Like they played this vignette early, like later on in the show, about the Forgotten Sons. And again, I like where the tag team division is at right now on NXT. Well, let's be real about it. It's hands down better than what you're seeing on Monday Night Raw. Hell, even on SmackDown Live to an extent. We got Tommaso Ciampa in the arena at Full Sail University, not in some back alley with a cell phone promo. Which I'll be real about it, I did enjoy those cell phone promos, by the way. But Ciampa comes out. He's actually coming out to music this time. He has his own music, no longer coming out to booze, which I'll be real about it. I feel like that made him stand out. Like he'd come out to the ring to no music at all, getting booed by everybody. I thought that was amazing. And I was saying to myself, please, don't give him music. But eventually, everyone has music, so it was bound to happen. Like, people that are upset about it, like, come on, get real about it. Like, come on. The moment this guy hits the main roster, which you know he will eventually, even though he's denying it, but eventually he will, they're going to give him music, and they already did. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it for what it is. I prefer he had no music, but at the end of the day, it's not my hill to die on, okay? And he says that the music, his new entrance music, is his personal message to the NXT fans in the most polite way that he can possibly say, shut up, to the NXT audience. And everyone's just eating this shit up. You see the old lady in the crowd in the front row, that same old lady that Ciampa heckled a couple of months ago. You see the little Johnny Gargano fan that had that Johnny freaking wrestling sign, now have the Ciampa sucks sign. There's Ciampa saying that, hey, he pretty much addressed the rumors about what happened with the mysterious parking lot attack on Aleister Black, denying that he had anything to do with that. Even though he said at the same time that even if Aleister Black would have made it to take over Brooklyn, it didn't matter because both Johnny and Black would have lost and Gargano and Ciampa would have won. And again, talking about how it's his time, he's now the champ. He is the best champion in NXT, the best success story in NXT. And just again, everyone just eating this shit up. Everyone just booing the hell out of Tommaso Ciampa. He even, there's a moment in this whole thing, which I thought was funny as all hell. Like, he has the championship, right? And he puts on it's as if the championship, it's as if the belt is talking to him. And it's saying, oh, the belt's telling me that he's happy now that the belt is finally once again main eventing takeovers. As you guys remember, Aleister Black, since winning the NXT title back at TakeOver New Orleans, he didn't really showcase or was the main event of a takeover when he was champion. And I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny for what it was. And before exiting, he shared some advice saying that to anyone who wants to be a winner in life, they should follow his lead. They should follow literally his lead. He's the leader, if you will. And again, everyone was booing him and all that. At the end, like I said, you see him leave the ring. He walks around the ringside area, and he grabs that kid's sign that said Ciampa, which was, by the way, that Gargano supporter who weeks ago had the Johnny freaking wrestling sign. Which, again, for what it is, a good promo. Ciampa's amazing right now. He's fucking amazing. Probably in WWE level, he's probably the best heel right now in WWE. You could say wrestling, I mean, again, it's a debate if you really want to go outside the WWE bubble. But right now, Ciampa is doing the most amazing work of his career right now. And I look forward to seeing his next program, who he's going to feud with, and all that fun stuff. I look forward to seeing it. But again, give me your thoughts. Who do you see Ciampa feuding with next coming out of this Johnny Gargano program? Because I don't think Aleister Black coming back anytime soon. So you have to have Ciampa feud with somebody at this point in junctures. But let me know in the comment thread your thoughts on that. We get Shayna Baszler returning against Violet Payne. And this was a short match, a squash match. Literally, Shayna Baszler comes out, beats the fuck out of Violet Payne, hits her with a knee to the face, does all these wrist locks and joint bends, and it's it looks so oh my god, to see the visual of it looks so creepy to see. There's a moment where she actually stomped on the elbow and eventually locked in the rear naked choke for the win. And then she kept going back, locking in the choke, because in her mind, it looked like she visioned Kairi Sane. As you guys know, Kairi Sane did beat Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Brooklyn 4. So, that rematch is happens down the road, and we're going to see where that happened. Maybe at Evolution. We'll fucking see. After this, we get Lars Sullivan versus Raul Mendoza. And this was a short match. Don't get me wrong, Raul Mendoza had some moments in the match, but it was to no avail. it was all said and done, literally, I kid you not, Lars Sullivan had his way with him and hit the free accident for the 1-2-3. And it wasn't the last time that we saw Tommaso Ciampa on the show, by the way. Tommaso Ciampa reappeared again because apparently backstage, there were in the parking lot area, Heavy Machinery, Tucker Knight and Dozovic had their camera. They're talking to the camera, whatever. And I guess Otis talked about the champ, that being Tommaso Ciampa. And Ciampa hearing this stuff. He's hearing the shit. And he's like, yo, you better put some respect on the champion's name. Put some respect on my name. You got something to say to my face. And they're talking back and forth. And it looked like, and then Regal comes out. And Regal, it looked like he made the match official for next week. I'm not really sure. But he wants Ciampa to go to his office. Speaking of which, we also seen Cassius Ohno appear in the office of William Regal. Apparently, Kairi Sane cleared his name, if you will. But he goes in the office. He's trying to see Regal, but Regal's like, I don't need to see you. And again, if you notice these past couple of weeks, Cassius Ohno has this look in his face like he's being unappreciated. Like he's just beating everybody in like 3 seconds and then has this angry look in his face. And he says how he's been under Regal's radar this whole time. But he's being, again, just being skipped over for every free agent that they bring in. He says, hey, should I go to buy a ticket to a takeover and wear a suit and sit in the front row? Enjoy your new toy now, but when you're ready to have him, be tested, he's ready. And then he said, bro. So it looks like they're planting the seeds already for a Cassius Ohno Matt Riddle feud, which should be a good match. I've seen them have matches before at Evolve, I think also in PWG. So you already know, if you've seen those matches before, how great this is going to be. I look forward to seeing them. Nonetheless, we also had promos from Pete Dunne and Ricochet. As you guys know, next week is going to be Ricochet versus Pete Dunne, title for title, the UK champion versus the North American Championship. Whoever wins gets both belts, and they're both just hyping up the match, what have you. I can't wait to see the match. Honestly, I don't see a clear winner. I think the Undisputed Era, that being Adam Cole, will get involved and call disqualification. Because I think also at the same time, right, with them launching real soon NXT UK, again, there hasn't been an official date yet of when it's going to air on the network, but they're going to air it soon. And granted, they do have already episodes already in the can, ready to air whenever they do plan on airing and what have you. But at the same time, you want to keep that UK title on Pete Dunne until they launch it and all that fun stuff. So I think honestly it's going to end in a disqualification where no title changes hands, and you see Adam Cole get added to the mix with Pete Dunne. Because remember, Pete Dunne did get pinned by Adam Cole a couple weeks ago in that tag team match where, again, it was Adam Cole, and I want to say it was Roderick Strong versus Ricochet and Pete Dunne, where Adam Cole did pin Pete Dunne. So we'll see where that goes down the road. We also, if I'm not mistaken, we got this little segment backstage. It was like in a hotel lobby, it looked like. They were asking fans about Pete Dunne and Ricochet, who's going to win. And again, it looked like some nerdy, smarky fan they were interviewing in the lobby. And you see argument and screaming by, I want to say, Dakota Kai, yelling at both Lacey Evans and freaking Aaliyah. Yeah, they're actually giving Aaliyah now TV time, which is cool to see, nonetheless. Okay? And they're arguing they're all yelling back and forth, and then Deonna Purrazzo gets involved. Say, hey, if you have a problem, we can settle this whenever you want. So it looks like maybe next week we do end up seeing a tag team match between Dakota Kai and Deonna Purrazzo versus Lacey Evans and Aaliyah. Again, I just find it cool that they're actually now giving Aaliyah TV time. So there you go with that. I think it's about time too. She's been in developmental for so long that it's about time they give her TV time, if you ask me. We then get the main event, Nikki Cross and Bianca Belair. I'll be honest, this match, honestly, for what it was, it had its funny spots here and there, but it just really wasn't my cup of tea. I'm going to be honest, especially with the finish. where they did this whole double count out and they ended up brawling, what have you, to the announce table, what have you, and then Nikki Cross does a dive off the table, off to the referees and Bianca Belair. Again, I'm happy that they're giving the women the spot to close the show, all you want, but I feel like there should have been a finish there. Don't get me wrong, Bianca Belair is still undefeated. Bianca Belair is going to be somewhere down the road, you got to believe, a NXT Women's Champion. I'm calling it now. By the time we're in 2019, by the time we're in WrestleMania weekend, she will be champion. I'm calling it right now. And I feel like, again, she deserved a little much better, a win here. But hey, it is what it is. Maybe they go on to next week to another match. Maybe a last woman standing or a street fight. I don't fucking know. But you kind of get the idea. Nonetheless, NXT this week, I thought the show was pretty solid. By default, was it better than Raw and SmackDown? Yes. I look forward to next week. Again, see, NXT with this episode, it got me invested into next week. Next week, we're getting Ricochet and Pete Dunne title for title. Let's see what's going to happen with that. But as always, Mother Flowers, I want to hear from you in the comment there below. Give me your thoughts on this week's episode of NXT. If you enjoyed the show or not. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. We're almost at 1,700 subs. So let's get there. And as always, hate, comment, and subscribe. But before I wrap up, I want you guys to know that tomorrow I will be doing my WWE Hell in a Cell predictions live on the Team Yell podcast. Tomorrow we're going live, taking live calls and all that fun stuff. So again, if you're not subbed to this channel, hit that sub button now. And as always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time on the Flowers, it's me, it's Steve, and I am out like Janet's titties, Mother Flowers. Peace out, y'all.